Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I am wrapping up my vacation, and each time that I get away, from the hustle and the bustle and, the busy life, it's always a good time to reflect and, get centered and, figure things out. And this trip was amazing. I did that exact thing. I got all the rest I needed. I mean, I'm so refreshed and energized and ready to go. And also, I learned some things about myself that I didn't know. And this is not going to be a long video. I know I talk a really long time, but it's very true that people see us differently from what we see. Differently of how we see ourselves. And most times it's wrong. And in this case, it is definitely wrong. First off, quite a few people say that I'm bougie. I disagree with that statement, and I find that statement insulting, actually. But whatever. I know that I'm not bougie. Nothing about me is bougie, but people say that I am, and I don't know why. And I've asked, well, what makes me bougie? And they really can't give me an answer. Okay, but anyway, bougie to me is a person who likes expensive things. I don't wear expensive clothing. I don't have expensive taste. I don't live in an expensive home. I don't drive an expensive car. I don't have an expensive lifestyle. Like, I'm very modest. Like, I don't have expensive things. I don't like it. I don't want it. That's not my goal in life. I don't really care about material things. So that's why I say people see me as bougie, but I don't know why. And maybe it's not about the materialistic things. Maybe it's because I like to read, or I keep to myself, or I like to go to the art museum, or but I don't know if that's bougie or not. I don't know. Like, I don't have lashes and weave and always in the beauty shop and nails and stuff. I mean, so that to me is bougie. So anyway, people look at me as being bougie. False. I disagree. I'm not bougie. If you want to think that I'm bougie, well, that's you, whatever. Second part, people have a perception of me that I guess think I'm better than them in some form of fashion, which is absolutely, totally true. I don't think I'm better than anybody, nor do I want to be. I don't put people down. But again, people have that perception of me. I don't know if it's because I'm educated, but there are a lot of educated people in the world. I don't have all the education. I just have a bachelor's. I would like to have a master's and a doctorate, but I can't afford it. Again, because I'm not that girl, So I don't, plenty of people have degrees. I don't flaunt my degree. I don't even tell people that I have a degree. Maybe it's the way I speak. I don't know. I'm just a Southern girl. I don't talk all sophisticated or whatever. I don't really see what people see in me. And it's unfortunate because it's not who I am, and it's not who I portray to be, but it's just what comes off. So that's the second thing that I realized, because like somebody was telling me, they were like, you need to be dating executives and blah blah blah. And I'm like, why? I don't want to date an executive. That's not my type of guy. But that's what you need because you're that girl. No, I'm not. I don't. So I'm like, why do you say that? And they say, just because it's just something about you. Okay, well, it's something about me then. I don't see it. And then they were like, well, it's good you don't see it, because then if you saw it, you would probably have a big head. Okay, well, I don't see it. I don't want it. I don't need that. I'm not interested in dating an executive. That's not me. I don't care about all that stuff. It's totally not me at all. I'm a down-to-earth, down-home, Southern girl, just me. So that's that. And then the last thing that I learned was I'm horrible at communicating via text or email, because what I text you or type on the computer is totally different from what I'm really trying to convey. And I got this bad, even with work, like, and I don't know if I mentioned this before. One time someone said, "Oh my God, when you emailed me, I thought you were mad at me." I was like, "No, I wasn't mad, you know?" And so they were like, "Well, maybe you should start putting smiley faces." So I did. I started putting smiley faces in my email. I'm like, I'm not mad. I'm just, I guess, matter of fact. But I guess that could come off as being rude, you know? So I'm trying to work on that. But yeah, so I prefer to speak and talk to a person face to face if possible, so that you can see how I'm looking, see my tone, hear my tone, so you just won't go through assumptions of what you see when you're reading. Because when we read a text or email, we kind of tend to read it in our voice or how we think the person is feeling. And we really don't know unless we ask. And that's where communication is important. Like, we really need to communicate effectively. We need to communicate. I'm all about, let's sit down, let's talk. You know, I don't want to text because a lot can get lost in a text. So texting is really bad, you know, when you're trying to communicate something really serious and important. And so, yeah, if you really want to know something about me or see what's going on with me, I recommend not texting or emailing, because like I said, things get lost in those words. Because I may text one thing and you're going to read it differently. I remember this person was like, they didn't like when someone, not me, but they didn't like when someone would text the word thanks. They read it with the attitude, thanks. That's how they said it. Thanks, like the person. And I'm like, that's probably not what the person meant. They were just saying thanks. But like, people don't like that, thanks. So, you know, people are different. People interpretate, that's not a word. People interpret words differently. So, yeah, for me, texting is difficult, because I may text you one thing and you'll take it totally different from how I intended it. Like, it'd be so opposite. And then it brings me to my next point that I'm going to have to stop doing, explaining myself. I got that bad. I try to explain myself. You need to understand how I feel, what I mean, what I'm saying. And no, I got to stop trying to explain myself to people who really aren't interested in the explanation, you know, actually. So yeah, and everything doesn't require a response, you know. I got that really bad. Like, if someone says something, I have to, you know, explain my point of view, or, well, this is how I see it. Oh, well, you know, and I just need to sit back and listen. So that's what I learned. I'm all about learning and changing. And, you know, I had a conversation with someone. They were like, well, you know, we're who we are. We're stuck in our ways. And I totally disagree with that. I don't believe in a person being stuck in their ways. I believe that we can change if we want to in all stages of our life. An 80-year-old person can change if they want to. They just don't want to because, hey, I'm 80. What I'm changing for? Either you're going to deal with me or you're not. But that's not how I view myself. I want to change for myself for the better, because it's important. Not for someone else, but for me. It's all about me. It's just all about me. It's about forward moving. It's about that self-care that I talked about earlier on in a previous video. Just change for you, because you'll feel better about yourself. But that's what I wanted to say. That's the takeaways that I got from this trip. It was so good. It started off a little rocky, but it ended up being one of the best trips that I've been on, and it was amazing. And I learned a lot about myself, and I'm happy with the takeaways. I mean, I'm relaxed, I'm refreshed, I'm good. So yes, so this was under 10 minutes. Thank you for watching. See you next time.